I'm a minimalist, but I wasn't always. In my younger years, when I was in my 20s, it was a great feeling for me to be able to start earning my own money. And with that came the urge to just spend money on things, whether it be a stereo system. I once bought a whole weight set that I kept in one of my bedrooms. So as I got older, I realized a couple of things. One, I was becoming very wasteful because I was buying things that didn't really truly add value to my life. Two, I was collecting so much stuff. So in my house or apartment, I just had stuff that I barely even used or things in my closet that I barely wore. And number three, perhaps the most important, was I wasted so much opportunity to put that money that I could have saved into other things that would have helped me in my financial future. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about the 10 things that I don't buy anymore and how I'm able to save money and how you could too. Water bottles. For many years, without thinking, I would just naturally buy tons and tons of water bottles. Water bottles that I would keep in my house just for my normal day-to-day drinking, or just water bottles to have on the go because I wanted to practice good health, right? So I would typically just go to the grocery store and I would usually get those gallon jugs of Deer Park water. I would also buy like those 24 or 32 pack water bottles where I could just take on the go. Very convenient, yes, but what I didn't realize at the time, the cost adds up. So in the last couple of years, what I began to do was use those Brita water filters you can use with your tap water.
Bottled water? Forget about it. I've got this Brita jug.
And it filters out the water for you. It tastes great. And best of all, it saves you money in the long run. You just have to refill the filter every so often. So another thing I started to do last year, and this is really the idea of my fiance, was we purchased these stainless steel water bottles that we can carry with us everywhere that we go. I take this every day to the gym with me. It's a really good sustainable option, and it's also convenient. And because I have it with me most of the time, I'm able to drink water more often because it's just there. And it's just easy to just pick up like this, to have it right here, and just take a sip whenever I want to. Eating out constantly. So this is one habit that I've struggled with periodically over the years. I would have my seasons where I would cook at home and I would do well with that, but then I would have seasons where maybe I'm really busy or I'm working out and about, and it's just much easier for me to just eat out instead of preparing my meals. But I think recently I made a decision to just prepare and eat my meals at home because I do grocery shopping anyway, so I don't wanna let that food go to waste. I remember when I was working in New York City a couple of years ago, most people went out for lunch, or maybe you would grab some lunch with your colleagues. I would spend at least $15 every single day on just lunch. And that's not even counting some of the dinners that I would eat out as well. As you can imagine, that cost really adds up, and you can save up to hundreds of dollars every month just by eating at home and preparing your meals. This takes a little bit more planning, but if you're able to plan your groceries and the type of meals that you want to prepare ahead of time, then this could be very, very cost effective because you get a much better bang for your buck, and you also know what goes into your meals, and so there's a health benefit to that. And also, prepping your meals gets rid of the excuse of convenience because you could potentially already have meals ready for you to eat. And this also includes ordering in, which can potentially be even more expensive because you have to pay for the delivery fee and the tip for the driver. Physical books. So in the last couple of years, I've really reduced how many physical books that I've bought. Out of all the readings that I've done, I would say probably 90% of those were in ebook format. Now, physical books are great, and a lot of readers, they prefer to have the physical book because they want to actually tangibly touch the page and turn the page, and a lot of people like to take notes in their books like I used to. But what I've started to do was, because I use my iPad for everything and I want to be able to have essentially everything in the palm of my hands, I've started to just purchase ebooks through the Kindle app or the Nook app from Barnes & Nobles. And there are many other apps out there that can allow you to download and read ebooks. But for me, it's super convenient, and it also eliminates a lot of additional clutter, I guess you could say, in my house, because I don't have to worry about storing books, or I don't have to worry about transporting books whenever I move. Now, the financial benefit of using these ebooks is they are typically less expensive than the physical copies. For example, if you like to read using the Kindle app, you can save a couple of bucks per book or even more just by purchasing the Kindle version on Amazon. Another great alternative are audiobooks, which has become very popular in the last couple of years. You can use apps like Audible to download audiobooks and consume it that way. Sale items. Has this ever happened to you? You're bored one day and you decide to just take a stroll at the mall and window shop. As you're casually walking through the mall, you're bombarded with sale signs of items from your favorite stores. And you think to yourself, I can't miss this opportunity. It's 50% off. And so what do? You go into the store, you buy not only one item, but two because it's a really good deal. But in actuality, was it really a good deal? Because you ended up spending money on not only one item, but two items that you didn't even plan on spending money on. You're out of pocket whatever you spent. So instead of you getting whatever discount you thought you got, you ended up spending more money than you originally planned to. But if you're on a journey to financial independence, then you have to be very particular about the decisions that you make that affect your wallet. Now, I'm not saying that all sales are bad. In fact, if you're saving up for a specific item or if there's something that you need, yes, then go after that sale because you are already planning on getting that item or you are saving up for that item. So I'm not saying all sales are bad, but just those that are unplanned or you use as an excuse to buy something just because it's on sale. Clothes. Now this is coming from a guy who actually loves to shop and I like being stylish. I want to have some of the latest fashion that fits my style. But in the last couple of years, since I decided to go on this financial journey, I've decided that I wanted to eliminate any unnecessary spending on clothes, at least for this period of time. So if you take a look at my closet, you'll see that I barely have anything there. I usually have 2 pairs of jeans that I cycle through every day. I think I have like 6 t-shirts, all from the same brand, just different colors. If you notice in all of my videos, I cycle through the same exact shirts, and that's because I like how they fit. They're simple, they're timeless, and I don't have to feel the pressure to spend money on more items of clothing. The rest of the clothes that you'll see in my closet, I've literally had for like 5, 6, or 7 years. By the way, if you're finding any value in this video, do me a big favor, hit that like button down below. It's free to do, and it lets me know that you're enjoying the content and also helps YouTube to push this video to more people. So thank you. Haircuts. Believe it or not, the last 4 years, I have not had a single professional haircut, with the exception of one, and even that one was actually free. Now, I'm not against getting haircuts, and I know for some people with certain hairstyles, you actually want to see a professional, but for me, because of the certain hairstyle that I like to wear, I knew that this was a cut that I could actually manage to do myself. So a couple of years ago, I bought a cheap pair of clippers that lasted me a good 3 years, I would say. And then last year I replaced that with another pair of clippers, but I would say the cost of both of them together were roughly about $100. And so for $100, I was able to give myself haircuts for 4 years. Now imagine how much money that saved me, because back when I used to go to barbershops, I used to pay $25 for a haircut. That included the tip, and I did that every 2 weeks. Now, if you do the math, that's $650 that I'm saving every year. Excess kitchen items. Now tell me the truth, if you look in your kitchen drawers and your cabinets right now, how many of those items that are in there are items that you actually use on a daily basis? Now, for many of us, we probably have kitchen items that are literally just taking up space because we never use it, or we just use it every once in a while. So for me and my fiance, we decided to only keep in our kitchen the things that we need, the bare essentials. It's kind of sad actually when you open up our cupboards. We have so much storage, but we have like nothing in there. A car. Now, because I live in a metropolitan area with great public transportation, we have subways and buses that get you essentially everywhere in the city and can also get you anywhere in the country. By not having a car and utilizing the public transportation, I'm able to save so much money. I don't have a car payment, don't have to worry about buying a car. I don't have to worry about insurance. I don't have to worry about gas or maintenance or any other things that come with owning a vehicle. Now, eventually I am planning on getting a vehicle again, but I was able to save a lot of money in the last 4 years by not having a car. And I was able to put that money towards other things. Cable or satellite TV. I haven't paid for cable or satellite TV in years, and that's because Netflix comes in clutch and also YouTube. So I consume most of my content through those 2 platforms, and of course YouTube is free, but I pay for Netflix. There might be times where there's a movie that me and my fiance, we want to watch. And if we do, we'll just rent it. Usually it's available on YouTube for rent, and I'll just spend a couple of bucks for that. And that's it. The latest technology. Now, these tech and electronics companies, they know how to get you because they do these updates and upgrades every single year to the items that there was literally nothing wrong with them. But they always figure out a way to add some new feature or to make you want to upgrade your perfectly working iPhone. Once I figured out I didn't need to upgrade every year, no matter how good the marketing is or no matter how good Apple's commercials are, it really set me free in a lot of ways. And it really just relieved a lot of pressure because I always felt like I needed to have the latest and greatest. I felt a sense of FOMO or fear of missing out. And I literally don't feel that anymore. Now let me show you this right here. This is my iPhone 12. that I got, I think a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I only got that because the previous iPhone that I had was the iPhone 7 Plus. At that point, the phone was slowing down, the battery life was not that good, and also the camera was not up to par for what I wanted to do, even professionally. So I decided to upgrade. But we're talking years in between the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 12. So whenever a new product comes out or a new upgrade comes out, ask yourself, is the price tag worth the extra 1 or 2 features that are in the newer models to replace the perfectly working previous model that I have? 9 times out of 10, if you're honest with yourself, it's not worth it. Now, it's great to be able to cut costs by not buying certain things anymore, but it doesn't just stop there. You have to have a plan for the extra savings. This can go towards your emergency fund, or it can go towards your investments or a specific thing that you're saving up for, like a down payment on a home, or if you wanted to buy a used car or anything like that. Just always be thinking, yes, you could save money by not buying certain things, but always have a plan for your money and where to put whatever you're saving. Now, I really wanna hear from you. What are some of the things that you stopped buying to help you save money? Put them in the comments below, and maybe I'll stop buying it too, and I'll give you an update in a future video if it worked for me. Besides avoiding buying these 10 things, here are 10 money mistakes that you should avoid in 2022. So make sure you watch this video next to find out more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.